welcome back to the channel, Crypto Tro. I am Crypto Tro, bringing you the latest and the greatest in cryptocurrencies. And today, man, we're gonna talk about DeFi kingdoms again. And this series I'm creating right now is for all the beginners. A lot of people don't know where to get started, and I feel like now is the best time to get started in DeFi kingdoms. And I'm gonna get straight to the point. I'm gonna let you know how you can make money in DeFi kingdoms. And when I say now is the best time, I mean right now is the bear market in the crypto space. And you want to get in before everybody else gets in so you can have a upper hand and really more leverage than everybody else and start making money right now as we speak. So I'm going to start this new series just probably kind of like for beginners, man. This is a beginner series on if you don't know how to play the game or if you don't know how to make money in DeFi kingdoms and what it is. It's so many different ways you can do so in this game, and that's the beauty of it. It's not just a crypto game, but it brings in DeFi or decentralized finance into the game as well. And we know it's already DeFi apps out there, but I love DeFi Kingdoms because it's one of the best or most well-rounded crypto games out there, and it's creating an entire economy where you can actually have jobs in the game and you can see or make money how you see fit in this game. So this first video is pretty much how, if I were new to the game, how I get started, how I will start making money in DeFi Kingdoms by being the bank, man. Yes, you're being the bank. So before we get too deep into it, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn on those notifications. Also, I'm not a financial advisor whatsoever, so always please consult with a financial advisor before going too deep into any crypto project, not just listening to YouTubers like me and other people on the internet, but actually doing your own research on whatever you're investing in and having conviction in the things that you invest in. You got to have conviction because I just look at me. I've been holding DeFi Kingdom since 2021, and I got to say that's a lot of conviction in the crypto space, holding a project for 2 years, man. So you got to have some type of conviction and know why you're investing in that specific project. And if you don't know already, you can check out my DeFi Kingdoms playlist. I got videos ranging from 2021 all the way up until now 2023, just giving you updates on what DeFi Kingdoms has been doing and has done already. It's been a wild roller coaster, but we continue to see developments in the project, and I love to see that because I think in the future, DeFi Kingdoms will be one of the top crypto games, and it's right now probably one of the cheapest crypto games to get into and with the lowest market caps, and that's why I say now it's probably the best time to get into the game. So, like I said, this is going to be a different type of series. I really want to switch it around. A lot of people been asking, like, how can I make money in DeFi Kingdoms? And I'm not going to say I am the expert in DeFi Kingdoms because there's more people out there and more YouTubers and more content creators that go very in depth, but I'm just giving you the basics of things. You know what I'm saying? I'm just giving you really the general overview of how you can get in. You don't have to be the smartest guy or the expert in the room. You can just get in super early in these great projects and you can still be profitable. Now, by being the expert, you can make more money, but you can still make money just by knowing the basics of things, and that's why DeFi Kingdoms is such a beautiful project. So we're going to start off today talking about how you can be the bank in DeFi Kingdoms, and I'm going to let you know what I mean by being the bank. So let's get straight into it. DeFi Kingdoms, let's go. So right now I am on the main page of the game, DeFi Kingdoms, and right now, like I said, we're going to talk about how you can earn an APR or a certain percentage just by playing the game and being the bank. Not even necessarily playing the game, but just being a bank in this game, providing liquidity. So I'm gonna start out by saying, what is a liquidity pool? So a lot of people ask me, what is a liquidity pool? Well, a liquidity pool is a liquidity or a smart contract containing large portions of cryptocurrency digital assets tokens or virtual coins locked up and ready to provide essential liquidity for networks that facilitate decentralized trading. So pretty much we are the bank. This is what banks do with your money. Once you put your money in the bank, they trade it away. They're either trading it or lending it out for a specific return. But with the banks, you don't know truly what's going on behind the scenes. But in these liquidity pools, they actually tell you how much money is in the liquidity pool and how much money you will be able to trade. So it's very transparent rather than banks. They try to hide it from you. You don't know how much is really in the bank, just because they continue to lend out your money or trade your money to make profits on the money that you pretty much provided to them. Well, now you can take actions in your own hands and pretty much provide liquidity to these different decentralized finance apps and really get a return, and you know what you're getting. Now, these are risky. I'm not gonna lie, liquidity pools are risky in certain projects because you don't truly know what projects will be around, if they plan on sticking around in the long run. So this is a risky thing to do, but I believe no risk, no reward. So with these liquidity pools, you can earn APRs, very, very high APRs, and still get, a certain percentage of trades. So we're going to, I let you know what liquidity pools are. Now we're going to talk about and go straight into the gardens where we will see DeFi Kingdom's liquidity pools. So right now I am in the gardens, and we can see these are just the garden section of the game. And this is where how you can actually be the bank in the game. So we got harvest right here, and it's pretty much showing our harvest. Right now I got like 2 liquidity pools in this specific wallet, and I got about 2 unlocked crystals. So we're gonna just analyze this whole page. We see Druid. Druid is just where you can add your liquidity pool seeds. And if you want to know how to make a liquidity pool, check out my video on DeFi Kingdom's liquidity pools. I actually made a video a couple of months, really probably a year ago, but it's still relevant today because it hasn't done too much any upgrading. You can add different seeds to the liquidity pool, but check out my video on how to create a liquidity pool, because I'm not gonna actually create one today, just because I'm kind of rushed on time. But I do want you to know how to create one, so check out my old video on how to do so, and it goes very in depth on how you can create a liquidity pool. But we go to the seed box and we can see the different types of gardens that we have, and these are gardens are pretty much a fun name for liquidity pools, or what the game named it. So you can deposit your LPCs, your liquidity pool seeds here. They will be planted, cultivated, and harvested for crystal. So once you do that, you can actually earn crystal, and crystal is the utility token for DeFi Kingdoms. And when I mean utility, it's pretty much how you play the game. So with crystal, you can buy heroes, you can summon heroes, you can do other things, level up heroes in the game, hatch pet eggs in the game, and we're going to get into that in other videos on how you can make money in DeFi Kingdoms. But right now, I'm just giving you an overview of what you can do with the crystal that you harvest. And when you put certain liquidities together, that's what you're going to get. You're going to get crystal, the utility token for DeFi Kingdoms. So right now we can see the different liquidity pools that we have right now. I'm currently in the crystal and AVAX pool. Right now that's giving 32% APR, and we can see total value lock is at $3.8 million. Back in the day, I would say back in the day, crypto, the time of crypto goes so fast, it feel like a year is a decade. But last year we saw $1 billion locked on Crystalvale, man. Or on Serendale, rather. We saw $1 billion locked in the entire protocol. Now, TVL has gone down, APRs have gone down, but I think this is one of the best times to get in because me personally, our prices are low around the crypto space. Like, prices are low. We saw some appreciation since the beginning of the year, of course, but prices are still very, very low since all-time highs. And one thing I like to do, a little strategy I like to say, if you believe those 2 tokens in the liquidity pool will appreciate in the long run, then you want to look at those specific liquidity pools. So that's why I'm in the Crystal and AVAX liquidity pool, because I believe Crystal will go up in price, and I believe Avalanche will go up in price over the long term. So the longer you're in these liquidity pools, the better, the more money you can make. So right now we can see the Crystal AVAX APR is at 32%. So that's you earning 32% on whatever you put in. Now you do or can suffer from impermanent loss. And when I mean impermanent loss, it's pretty much if a price goes up faster than the other one, you will lose that other specific token. So what I mean by that is, say for instance, if price of Crystal goes up faster than price of AVAX, you will have more Crystal than AVAX or Avalanche in your specific liquidity pool, and vice versa. So if AVAX goes up faster than Crystal, then you will have more Crystal than AVAX in that liquidity pool. So that's one of the probably the downfalls of liquidity pools is impermanent loss, but you still can earn a lot of money just based on what type of money you put in that specific liquidity pool. So we can see I'm also in the Crystal and Jewel pool, and that's APR is 15% now. It's lower than the Crystal and AVAX, but I still believe that Crystal will go up in price, and I also most definitely believe Jewel will go up in price. So those are the two specific liquidity pools that I'm in, but it's a lot of other liquidity pools. So once we scroll down, we can see we can see Crystal and Bitcoin. So the Crystal and Bitcoin pool, that I believe that's also a good pool, because in the long run, if you believe in Bitcoin and if you believe in Crystal to go up in price, those are two projects or two crypto tokens that I believe will go up in price. So that also is a good pool. That's 31%. We got Crystal and Clay, that's 30%. Crystal and ETH, that's 29%. Crystal and USDC, that's 27%. And then Jewel and Clay, 14%. And as we go down, APRs do get lower, but those are, I would say, the least amount of risk type of pools. So Jewel and USDC, we know USDC is pretty much a stable coin, so that's going to stay at $1. And we know with stablecoin pools, they do have lower APRs because stablecoins don't experience, those type of price drops. Now, we do get times when stablecoins do get depegged or go under that dollar amount, but at the same time, usually stablecoins stay around $1. So those are kind of safer pools, especially with Jewel being, the entire governance token in a project that does everything in a project pretty much. Those are the prices that kind of stay steady, or I wouldn't say Jewel's going to stay steady, but it's one of the prices or one of the tokens that have more reliability. So cheaper APRs or lower APRs rather, but you still can earn 9%. It's still a good amount, especially just comparing it to, the regular stock market where the yearly returns is about 8%. So you're still making more than 8%, and you still get Crystal. And like I said, Crystal is a utility token where you can pretty much play the entire game with. You can't do anything in the game on Crystalville without Crystal. So that's how you play the game. That's how you get involved in the game. So you're going to need Crystal. If you don't buy Crystal straight out or right out, then you can just put it in the gardens and get some APRs on your Crystal. So we see Jewel and AVAX is 9%. Jewel BTC is 7%. Like I said, that's one of the least risky ones because we know Bitcoin is especially going to go up in price. And Jewel, of course, if you play the game, then you believe Jewel will appreciate as well. Then we see Jewel ETH, that's 7%. And then we got ETH and USDC, which is 7% as well. So you can get into these pools right now and become the bank. And when I say the bank, you pretty much are providing liquidity. So once people go into these different pairs to trade, so say for instance, we go to, let's go to the marketplace and we go to the trader. So in a trader, this is how we actually are getting our money or providing liquidity. So like I said, I was in the Crystal and AVAX pool. So every time somebody trades Crystal to AVAX or AVAX to Crystal, I get some specific type of return, and I'm providing liquidity for this specific pair. So like I said, say for instance, if I had, a certain amount of Crystal that I want to change to a certain amount of AVAX, that is how people are able to actually do the trades, because without money on the platform, then they wouldn't be able to trade these specific pairs. So that's what I mean by being the bank. You provide the money that people get once they trade between these different crypto projects. And also, even, the APRs will go down as we continue to have Crystal being emitted. So what I mean by emitted, as more crystal is put out, it's only a certain amount of crystal ever being made, so it's not inflationary. But once all the crystal is gone, then these APRs are going to go down a lot. These APRs are going to go down because in the beginning, these APRs were, hundreds of percents or thousands of percents, and it was like very digging-ish APRs. And I know a lot of people, they were in the pools then. You have a lot of people who put in a lot of liquidity when APRs are very, very high, and they just pull out their liquidity. And that's one strategy you can do. But I think if you're thinking long term, right now is probably the best time because they are more stable. We have less people just putting in their money just to pull out and get those crystal and sell them off. Now we have people who actually believe in the game, because in order to have your money in liquidity pool right now, you got to really believe in the game, especially with APRs being, as low as they are, because in other projects you have higher APRs and those projects are more risky. Now we see total value lock is at 3.8 million and the APRs are at 32%. So now it's probably one of the best times to get in just to earn those APRs and make it, less risky, because you don't have to worry about mercenary traders or mercenary liquidity pool people coming in, taking all the APRs away, and then just taking all the money out the liquidity pool and making price drop for crystal by selling the crystal that they get. So this is just one way to earn it. And like I said, liquidity providers earn a 0.2% fee on all trades proportional to their share of the pool. Fees are added to the pool, occur in real time, and can be claimed by withdrawing your liquidity. So something else that's bullish about having, your money in the liquidity pools or being the bank pretty much is even after those APRs go down, and I believe more tokens will be added to the DeFi DEX or the DEX once, these APRs go down, and once DeFi Kingdoms is really put out and they made the game. I believe more tokens will be put in. I believe those APRs will be higher when they first get put in, of course. But we can see even when those APRs go down, if you continue to provide liquidity for them, you still earn 0.2% fee on all trades proportional to your share of the pool. So even though 0.2% is not a lot, it does add up over time. So right now, I've been in a liquidity pool probably since 2021, maybe, or 2021. So those fees continue to add up. And if you believe people will trade those specific pairs, you will get more money because people are actually trading those pairs. And that's one reason I am in the AVAX pool right now. Now, things might change over time. And, in a year or two, this video might get outdated. Just because we probably have more ways to on-ramp Jewel, and they've been talking about listing Jewel on a decentralized or a centralized exchange, so you can instantly buy Jewel and put it on the blockchain, trade it towards or upload it towards the DFK chain. But right now, the only way you can really get money on Crystalville is by buying AVAX and then sending it to AVAX. And if people want to play the game, they're going to trade their Avalanche or AVAX tokens into Crystal. And that's why I'm in the Crystal and AVAX pool, because I believe those fees will add up over time, because in order to play the game, you got to have Crystal, and in order to get onto DFK chain, you got to have AVAX. So if that makes sense, let me know. You putting the AVAX on DFK chain from a centralized exchange, and to play the game, you got to trade that AVAX to Crystal. So that's the reason why I'm in that pool, and then Crystal to Jewel, because I believe in Jewel a lot. And then Crystal, I believe, once more people come into the game, we will see the price of Crystal appreciate, because people have to buy Crystal in order to play the game. So like I said, that is just one way to earn money on DeFi Kingdoms, by being the bank, man. You can be the bank. Don't put your money in the bank. You can actually be the bank in the game and still earn trading fees and still earn those high APRs. And I know you saying high APRs, Tro, all the diggers on here who been in crypto, you like, that's not a high APR, but I believe that's a less risky APR, especially for somebody getting into the game now. When those APRs were like 100 plus, you will actually have to be a very, very good trader or very experienced in order to get in and get out. But now you can just let your money sit and work for you and just add up that crystal and actually start playing the game. Or you can just wait till crystal appreciates and hodl your crystal and then sell it off or whatever you want to do. But you don't actually have to get into the game and buy heroes to make money in this game. That's why I say it's different aspects of the game that you can, go after and really be profitable just by, being involved in the game, but not necessarily just playing the game. And then we can see another way if you don't want to do liquidity pools and something else that's also bullish, I believe. If you don't want to suffer from impermanent losses and things like that, you can also put your money in a jeweler. So the jeweler just unlocks different things. We call it power ups. This is specifically if you want to be involved in the game or if you want to use your power ups for heroes. It gives your heroes an extra boost in the game. But even if you didn't want to buy heroes, even if you just wanted to lock your money in a jeweler, right now they're giving out at least 5% a year. Now, 5% a year, I know you're like, that's not a lot, but that's still good in my personal opinion because 5% on top of the appreciation of jewel. So what you're doing is you're just locking your jewel up for a specific amount of time and earning that 5%, but not only earning that 5%, we see jewel appreciating. So you can earn rewards generated from in-game and DEX fees, participate in chain-specific governance votes, enjoy in-game enhancement called power-ups. So Jewel actually also lets you participate in the governance votes. And when I say governance votes, I mean you can actually vote on what the game is trying to do in the future. So if the project puts out a type of vote or wanting to know what the community wants to do with the project or which way it is going on something specific, you can have a vote in there. And the more C jewel you have, the more voting power you have. So it's always good, especially if you want to have a say-so in the game. It's always good to lock up your jewel, and not only that, you still earn 5%, you still get in-game and DEX fees, and then you still can watch and see the appreciation of jewel itself. So that is the less risky type of deal. You don't have to suffer from impermanent losses. You can earn your APRs, earn your certain percentages, and also you can have a vote in what's going on inside the game. So I love to see that for jewel, just because it is probably one of the easiest ways to just get straight in. You can get straight in, earn some APRs. Even though the APRs aren't high, the more money you put in there, the more money you get in return, or the more jewel you get in return. And I still think jewel has so far a way to appreciate it. I think it can get back to all-time highs of $22. So that is one way you can just really sit back and watch your money build and stack on top of each other without just being too worried about impermanent losses. So that is the least risky way, I would say, to actually get in and beat a bank as well. So that's my video for today. I want to let you know everything you're doing on Crystalville is the same on Serendale. I'm gonna go over Serendale, just look at the APRs real quick, and then we're gonna end the video. So let's go to the docs, and then we can go to Doc Master, and then we're going to travel to Serendale. And Serendale is just the other chain or world on DeFi Kingdoms. It's pretty much on the Clayton blockchain. This is Crystalville is on a DFK chain. And we go to the gardens. We can see in the gardens, we go to the pretty much the same thing as Serendale, or Crystalville rather, but it's just a different look and different things. It's some different things, but mostly similar. But APRs are higher on Serendale 2.0, so it is least or less. Total value lock is 2.1 million on Serendale, but we can see the highest APR is about 50%, and that's Jade and OUSDT. So Jade is the token that you will need to play on Serendale. So on Crystalville is Crystal, and on Serendale is Jade. So those are pretty much the two utility tokens you will need on these different chains or these different realms of the game. And like I said, right now the highest one is 49%, 48%, 47%. So if you want a higher APRs, you can actually go to Serendale 2.0 and receive those rather than trying to do on Crystalville. But Crystalville has been around longer, I must say that. So those are probably the less risky decision. It just depends on how you want to risk it, man. Me personally, I'm a digging, so I've been in these pools since they were probably 100%, and I watched them dwindle down. And I didn't take my money out. I probably should have, just because we were in the bull market, we were at the top of the bull market. But now, since the prices have gone down, I'm just gonna stick around and see how much rewards I occurred. And something else that I would like to say is every trade, you get a small piece of both of those specific assets. So, say for instance, people are trading Jade and USDT. Well, I'm adding to their bag every time they trade. So once I withdraw my liquidity, we're going to see, some of those tokens, even though we suffer from impermanent losses, we're going to see the value of those tokens, or the bag of those tokens, have increased. So this was a long video, and this was the first video of my series getting into DeFi Kingdoms, how you can make money in DeFi Kingdoms, how you can be the bank by providing liquidity to the project. So check out this video, and like I said, you can check out my DeFi Kingdoms, how to actually make a liquidity pool. That is a very, very good video, and it's very short and sweet. I get straight to the point. You can just check that out and see how I made those different liquidity pools, and you can start getting your money right now, making money in the game. Even if you don't decide to play the game, you can be the bank in the game and just earn fees from people trading those specific pairs. So that's my video for today. Crypto Tro, I'm out of here.